Hello, good morning ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Riverview, where on this lovely Monday the 22nd of August, as I'm recording this video, we have had update 1.7 release for Farming Simulator 22, which brings a load of fixes and updates to the game that we've all been longing and hoping for and waiting for and everything. So we'll just quickly run through the patch notes. I'm going to read these directly off the website. They've adjusted the working width for some of the equipment in the game. They've increased the capacity of one of the Grimmy Evo machines. They've fixed the contract system, ladies and gents. Contracts have been fixed, or are supposedly fixed. I'm still obviously using Better Contracts mod in this save, so I'm going to continue to do so. So we'll see how that goes. They've improved some colouring on some of the vehicles, adjusted an attach joint on one of the 3-metre cultivators, I think that is. Increased yield for forage harvesters when using silage additive. Lime heaps. Lime, when tipped on ground, can now be steeper. Whatever that's for. Fixed the license plate light visibility when no license plate has been configured on the vehicle. Fixed AI with turned cabin on the Class Zerion 5000. And fixed Class Zerion 5000 configurations in baling contracts. Because a few people had reported an issue with the Class Zerion where when you got that for baling contracts, it didn't have a front 3-point link, which meant you couldn't put a mower on the front of it. Okay, you could not put a mower on the front. So they fixed that. What else have they added? They've added 3 new pieces of equipment to the game today. They've added the Class Liner 4900 Business, the Class Zerion 5000 Anniversary Edition, and the Fendt Massey Ferguson Ideal My 23 update. Modding changes, they've added a few little things from modders, a differential speed sound modifier, fixed crawler translation offset XML attribute, and something. And they've addressed a known issue of the demolish button not being accessible with the controller, which still seems to be the case. I think you can only access it from the landscaping menu. Well, that's been there for a while. They sadly haven't fixed anything that I asked them to fix, like the being able to close the start bloody menu with the same button. But they've not fixed that. Notice performance in the game's a little bit iffy today. It's a little bit stuttery. I wonder if that's because obviously we've had an update and we're having to build an all-new shader cache. It's definitely making things a little bit juttery for me today, playing at 4K. Hoping that gets fixed fairly soon though. And once I've been on the map for a couple of hours. But yeah, we've had the update. I'm currently obviously in the middle of doing a harvest contract here on field 19. I probably should have mentioned that at the start of the video, but I'm so massively excited that we've got an update for the game. Oh. These last few weeks have been a struggle for me because I've mentioned this in the last couple of videos. I was starting to lose a little bit of motivation and enjoyment because of the issues. And I'm hoping so yeah, harvesting field 19. Here we go. This is the oat contract. Come on. People are posting stuff on social medias, probably reacting to the news that the patch is out. We've had the update from Giants. There's also been a couple of updates to some of the DLC, the Kubota pack and the Antonio Carrero pack have both received updates as well today. So if you have that, if you are not a Steam player and you are, you know, Giants direct download type player, you will have to use your e-key, your eShop, visit the Giants eShop, use your software license key for your respective DLC to download and install the updates for those. Obviously, if you're a Steam customer and you've got the season pass on Steam, everything will just update automatically for you. Of course, if you don't own any of the DLC but want to own the DLC, check my description down below for links to the Giant store using my own partner codes where you can get yourself a little bit of a discount and also enable me to receive a little bit of a kickback from Giants for the privilege of doing so. All DLC can be ordered via the affiliate codes, or you can use my actual partner reference, see what he so, when you go to check out on Giants website. In the little box on the partner code, you can enter the partner code manually. So if I haven't got links to a specific DLC in the description down below, you can still just enter the code manually at the checkout screen to receive the discounts and also ensure that I get the credit for the linking you there and sending you there. I get a little bit of commission. Doesn't cost you any more. As I say, anything paid to me comes out of Giant's pocket, not your own. So do not feel, you know, don't worry, you are not paying any more using the partner codes in the description down below. In actual fact, use the partner codes because then it means Giants get less profit. Giants make less profit, so we don't want to reward them for their recent bad behaviour in not updating the game fast enough. So there's my lovely field. It's all stone picked. That's ready for seeding. Field 15 and 16, my lovely combined field. The field 12 that I was doing the grass mowing on in the last video, I've actually tedded, baled and already collected the bales on that, so I'm not doing that today. That's not required anymore. I've already done that. I didn't want to bother doing it because basically I plan to do a baling contract at some point. And I figured if I do spend a video doing baling myself and then go on to doing a baling contract, you guys are probably going to go, oh, more baling. Why do you do this to us? But yeah, we have a game update. Obviously, new DLC drops tomorrow, the Vermeer DLC, with the baling equipment. So that will be added in time. That will be added and enabled the next time I come to record this series. So you'll probably see that in the 2 or 3 videos time, depending on how many episodes I plan on recording today of Riverview. Try and get a little bit in front. I still haven't started my new Let's Play series yet on my new map. Obviously with Calmston having finished this week or last week, I haven't really got round to setting up a new map yet, start a new series. So this week I'm probably going to record a couple more episodes of Dinkum modded instead for the channel. And there's a couple of Way of the Hunter videos that I still need to go and get all the I need to get labelled up, descripted, tags, thumbnails, all that good stuff done. I've been playing Way of the Hunter a little bit this last week, obviously, as well. And enjoying that a little bit. Haven't played any more Spider-Man over the weekend. Again, I'll probably do a Twitch stream with a little bit of Spider-Man one day in the week, this week, to keep myself busy, keep myself amused. I do like web swinging in Spider-Man. Not sure I agree with all the controversy that the game's got at the minute because of modding and stuff, and some of the issues in that game where people have modded flags into the game and modded flags out of the game, and the modding websites have reacted to that by banning people who make mods that remove certain things, but then freely let people then do the opposite. It's all a bit weird at the minute. And people's, you know, give it, you know, its due. The farm sim modding community does seem to be a little bit more sensible and a little bit more grown up and a little bit more adult. Yes, there are some people that squabble and argue and, you know, things, but that's the minority. There's not a lot of people in the farm sim community that go out of their way to deliberately try and cause offence to people. Although some people have often accused me of doing that. I mean, I'm not sure who I offend in the farm sim community these days, because I tend to be a lot nicer. I know I sometimes poke fun at the console players, but, you know, everybody on PC does, because, you know, we've got, you know, vastly superior equipment. And it's always a shame when you get held back and a game's kind of handicapped because it's programmed on limited hardware. I was talking about this the other day, actually. In fact, we've talked about this quite a lot recently. Me and Mr. Helgi, because he plays Train Sim World. He's a big Train Sim player, and he's just recently bought Train Sim World 3, which is the upgrade to Train Sim World 2, which is the upgrade to Train Sim World 1. However, here's the funny thing, ladies and gents. All three games use the exact same engine. Same version of the game engine. The Unreal Engine. Okay? Which means there's absolutely no performance differences between Train Sim World 1, 2, or the new game coming out in a couple of weeks for PC players. Because the version of the Unreal Engine that they're using in their game is limited to console players. And Mr. Helgi's recently upgraded his PC, and he's bought himself a new processor, motherboard, graphics card, everything. And he was quite surprised when he got it all set up and ran the game to find it only runs on like one core. It's running on one core of his processor, his new AMD processor. He still only gets about 35 FPS in game with his new Ryzen 9 processor and his RTX 3060. I think it's a 3060 graphics card he's got. He says, "Wow," but that's the thing. The game is hard coded and limited to only use so much because of obviously the fact that it's released on consoles, which are a limited platform with limited hardware that is non-upgradable, has no expansion, you know, properties. So yeah, and he's a bit baffled by that, and I was like, well, yeah. Seems a bit of a cheek, really, of a company to release a new game every year, calling it an upgrade when it's not actually an upgrade. Because it's using the exact same engine. There are no performance gains or benefits. I know people say, well, Farm Sim's like that. Well, yeah, well, no, because Farm Sim doesn't release every year. If Giants were releasing Farm Sim every year, I think people could have maybe a bit of a scope to maybe complain about, you know, updates and progression and that, whereas at least, you know, 3 years between FS22 and FS19, Giants did make some improvements to the game engine. They've definitely made improvements to the engine. I won't say they've made the massive updates and improvements that a lot of people have been asking for in the community. But, you know, they have moved forward. You know, they've updated the audio system in the game. The sound and everything of all the equipment is a lot better now. So, yeah, it's a step forward. And obviously, the next farm sim game, whenever that comes out, that will be a step forward too. There'll definitely be a difference between the engine of the next farm sim game and FS22. The difference being, and this is the bit that's obviously quite noticing, obviously Giant's engine is their own custom engine that they build and develop themselves in-house. So for them to do any kind of updates and really, you know, push the game forward, they need people obviously to update that engine and, you know, design new features for that engine, new functions for that engine. For a company like Dovetail, who are the people behind Train Sim World, they're using an off-the-shelf engine. They've bought a license for Unreal, the Unreal engine. And obviously they can use that then for their game. The difference being with that is the engine is made by a completely separate company and is given to Dovetail. For Dovetail to include features and functions in their game, they just have to tick checkboxes. They just have to put a tick in a box within the engine to say, yes, we want this feature enabled, we want this feature. So it makes you laugh when they don't do it, because it's there. It exists, it's already built in. They just have to tick the box. And they don't do it. And yet they want to charge people, you know, another $60 for an updated game each year. A new game each year that isn't updated. And I know Mr. Helgi will say, well, you're getting 3 new routes, 3 new trains and that. Well, that's a DLC that should be about $5 or $10. Not $60. You're getting a new user interface. Whoopie-doo. The game still runs at 30 frames per second on my PC. It only uses 1 core. It only uses about 20% of my GPU capability. It's poor. It's poor. Right, we're at 60% capacity. Oh yeah, contract harvesting. But yeah, I'm pleased we've got the update. I'm not gonna do a standalone update video, patch 1.7 update video like I did when patch 1.6 came out. Partly because obviously the patch has only just come out. I don't really know. I haven't really encountered any more bugs and issues yet. Any new bugs or issues as a result of the patch, because I've only been playing for a few minutes, 18 as of right now, so it's going to take me a while to see if there's anything been broken by the new update. And honestly at this point I'm just not going to keep banging on about the things that they haven't fixed, because it's just got to the stage now where I'm fed up of repeating myself. I'm getting fed up of repeating myself and not being heard. You know, what the flipping menu button thing is just driving me mad. I've been reporting that since bloody January, ladies and gents. It's now August. And it's still not been fixed. And it's not difficult. It's not a difficult thing to fix, surely. Because the functionality exists in the engine, because the shop menu, ladies and gents, can be open and closed with 1 button. You know? Why does the menu button have to be 2 different buttons to open and close it? And why is one of those buttons assigned to other functions which then become activated every time you close out the menu? But yeah, we've got some lovely new things. Like I say, it will be interesting to see how to see how Better Contract plays with the newly updated missions contract system that Giants have added. Because obviously the Better Contracts guy has done quite a few things. To stop the issue with contracts disappearing, contracts vanishing off the screen before your eyes, that sort of thing. And he's done a few, you know, kind of tweaks, a couple of like bodges, I would say. Use a great British term. We've bodged. He's bodged a solution to the problem that was present in 1.6 and 1.5 of the game. So it'll be interesting to see how those bodges play nice with the update that Giants have done. Because obviously the Better Contracts mod, the very current version from the GitHub, which has been updated only just a couple of days ago actually, stops the farmers from doing automatically doing any job. So for example, these free sowing contracts on the map currently for field 1, field 3, field 6, they will sit there and stay there until you, the player, do them. The AI will not do the sowing contract. These harvesting contracts will sit here forever currently until you do them, because the AI farmers won't. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll be keen to see if the Better Contracts guy releases an update shortly, in a couple of days' time, that changes that back and lets the AI actually do the jobs once the contracts actually expire. Because otherwise, you will notice as you're playing your map, as you're playing the game and driving around the map, that nothing happens anywhere else on the nothing happens anywhere else on the map. None of the AI fields will ever change. They'll be very static. If you're not the type of person that does contracts, if you're obviously the type of person that does contracts and plays and does the contracts all the time, and then obviously it's great for you, because it means you never miss a contract, because the contracts only expire and change once you've done them. Once you've actually completed them. And that's the only way to get new contracts, is to do the ones that are there currently, and then obviously once you've done those steps, then the new contracts appear for the next step. So for example, again, we've got the sowing contracts here, the free sowing contracts. They will sit there until they are done, but once you do them, then obviously you'll get free fertilizing contracts to replace them. And those fertilizing contracts will then sit there until you do them. Or until the field passes its reaches like harvest stage or whatever, I think. And then they'll get closed off automatically. But yes, we are harvesting some oats, doing a nice little contract. I haven't bought any cows yet for my new cow pen. Up near field 12. I did do, like I say, I have tedded the grass, baled it, collected that all up. I did miss one bale with my bale collector, so I've left that up there, and I'll have to pick that up next time I'm on the field, or when I'm mowing, doing field 13 next, doing the mowing and baling of that field. Then I'll grab the one on field 12 as well. But yeah, I've not had. I tried doing a little bit of landscaping work around that field to try and smooth out some of the lumps and bumps that were causing a little bit of an issue with the mower, and obviously painting some like buffer strips of just the mat grass rather than the planted grass, putting in a bit of a border around the field, so again should be a little bit easier to mow in future. Although, to be fair, with obviously field 14 up there being a grass field, I probably shouldn't need to mow the cow fields, either of my cow fields actually, because that field over there is going to be a massive increase for how much grass, hay and silage and that we can get. But yes, new update is here, ladies and gents. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about patch 1.7. Has it met your expectations? Has it lived up to all your dreams? Or are you still a little bit disappointed that there's not been more fixes and updates in the update? Because it does seem like quite a... Again, there's a lot of stuff in that patch 1.7 that to me just looks cosmetic. Changing the colours of some of the vehicles, changing some of the interior colours on some of the vehicles. You know, there's a few little things in that that to me sound like they're not something that takes 6 months to do, you know. So I don't understand why the updates can't come out more frequently. And it's like the some of the changes they made. What was it to some of the Grimmy equipment, the capacities? That's just an XML tweak. That can be done in 2 seconds. Now that takes, you know, 10 seconds to edit a value in an XML. And again, why does it take them 3 or 4 months then to release that as an update? I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever understand Giant's logic of doing things. Why they're so bad at updates. There's also also something else that's very weird today. There's a new machine coming out for the game. They're bringing out some new machine. It's gonna be a, is it a DLC or a download or something? They're bringing something out. I've seen it linked on the Giants forum. And the bit that makes me laugh is they label it as a brand new free update. Free machine coming, you know, free update, free machine coming to the game. However, you have to have either the season pass or you have to buy the beacon on the merchandise store to get this vehicle that they're bringing to the game. So how is that a free update? You have to buy something to get it. And you either have to buy the season pass already, year 1 season pass, or you have to buy the beacon on the merch store. Which at the moment, the merch store still only ships to 5 countries in the world. And none of them are, you know, the main countries, America, UK. I think it's still only, is it Germany, Switzerland, France, Spain and Portugal, I think it is, isn't it? Is it Netherlands? I don't know. I know they only ship to a limited number of companies on the Giants merchandise website thingy. But yeah, this I don't know. Is it? I've forgotten what it is now. Let me have a quick look. I've got my iPad in front of me. I can go to the page and I can give you the accurate information. Oh no. I think it's under announcement. That's it. Yeah, the Ero Grapeliner Series 7000 Grape Harvester. Yeah. It's free. It's free. It's available free of charge if you own the Year 1 Season Pass, or it's going to be included in the beacon light on the merchandise store. Yeah. 240,000 credits in the game. Harvest Grape. It has a 3,000 litre capacity. So again, I don't know how you feel about that. I'm guessing because it's a DLC that is tied into being bought, it's part of the season pass, or it only comes with an item that you purchase on the merch store. It's not going to be a standard zip file type thing. It's going to be a .DLC file, which means you're not going to be able to modify it yourself. Therefore, for me, why would I use the new grape harvester with its 3,000 litre capacity when I could use the regular in-game harvester that I have modified to have a 8,000 litre capacity? Swings and roundabouts, folks. That is something I would like to see Giants come up with. Find some way, Giants, that allows players to modify their own DLC items, vehicles. You know, let us modify our DLC stuff for our own local use. We're all going on a summer's holiday. No more working for a week or two. We're all going on a summer holiday. Take a couple of screenshots. For the thumbnails. I did say I was probably going to do straw on this field, but then I kind of forgot. Not to worry, we've got plenty of straw. Right, what we'll do is I'm going to hire a worker because we need to go to harvest the oat in field 19 and take the product to the cereal factory. I'll get out the field. Let's go to the cereal factory and deliver some. Right, where is the cereal factory first before I get too carried away? Also, let's clear that core. Cereal factory and that's a sugar mill. Bakery. I think it's just along the main road past the store. I don't really want to run there empty, half empty, only 2/3 full though, so I might actually let this guy unload into me as we go back up the field. Oh, 3/4 full. Looking at this, I think this guy will actually be able to harvest most of this field himself. I might not run off and sell straight away. I might go wait at the bottom of the field and then I can unload him again as he heads back up. No point me running with to the sell point without the trailer being full, is there? That seems a bit stupid. And we'll just leave him there. What I can then do in the meantime, like I say, I got my bales done. Me field mowed up here. We can go and quickly grab some, put some cows in the shed pack. Show you though that we did all the work. There we are. Like I say, I tried to level and smooth things out a little bit over here. Fortunately, now there is a little bit of a gap under my wall. Where I kind of pushed this area back and tried to level it. I couldn't really do much leveling over here because, again, I didn't want to mess with the wall too much and have a gap under it. But possibly, it's quite likely I will never mow this grass again. I'll probably just let the cows roam around on it. And then obviously I put in a little bit of a border here where I painted mat grass, painting placeable grass rather than thing, just to create a bit of a gap. But yeah, Delores is free now to go and buy some more cows. So we have got, what have we got currently, ladies and gents? We have got 40, haven't we, in here. They're 20-month old. Mm. What should we go for then? 25 of each. Seems pretty good to me. And obviously that means then next episode of the series, ladies and gents, we will have to start providing them with some food and stuff. Still got plenty of capacity in this trailer, you know. So again, I'm not going to rush off to sell it. We'll take a full trailer load because obviously the fewer runs I can do to the cereal factory, the better. If I can just do one run and that's contract complete, brilliant. Right then, folks. I think next step for me will be to get geared up ready to do the providing the cows with their stuff. Gonna have to mix up some TMR. Always a bit of a gamble with this machine over here. $47,000 litres. 47,000 litres. More straw required. But like I say, ladies and gents, we will pick up with that bit in the next episode of getting those cows settled and bedded in. I will meanwhile carry on with this harvest contract. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy patch 1.7 and let me know in the comment section down below if you do have any issues with the new update. And I will see you all in the next video very soon. Goodbye for now, ladies and gentlemen.